Hi, welcome to CIT190 JavaScript Programming. My name is Lisa Ballback and I am the instructor for this course. If you display your sidebar, because you can hide or display it, if you display it, you should see my instructor profile with my office phone number, my email, and the office location. This semester, probably this whole entire year, I am going to be working from home because of COVID. So you certainly can call my office phone number and leave a message. That will be forwarded to me through the email, and then I can call you back. But a better way to get a hold of me is email. Okay? And email is something I check multiple times a day and on the weekends. If you wanted to meet in person, we certainly can schedule an appointment on campus. However, the campus does require that we wear masks and we have to socially distance, which means we have to stay 6 feet apart. So that's not going to be the greatest way for me to help you. So a much better way for me to help you is using our virtual classroom, which is Zoom. So I have live stream office hours. Basically, you'll go into Zoom, and if you're having a problem, you can just share your screen, show me what the problem is, and I can help you fix it. So I have a whole set of office hours, 5 office hours, Monday, Wednesday, 12 to 1, Monday, Wednesday, 4:30 to 5:30, and Tuesday, 3 to 4. Those times do not work for you because you're working, not a problem. Just email me and we will set up a separate appointment. As far as attending office hours go, all you have to do is click on this link and it actually takes you right into Zoom. I'm not going to go in because right now I am recording on Zoom, so I don't want to go in. But clicking on that link will take you right in. Then we have several social media sites where we post job opportunities and internship opportunities. So if you're on LinkedIn, Facebook, or Twitter, then you are definitely going to want to select the links. And I can see I have Facebook in here twice. So by the time you guys get in here, it'll only be in here once, because I'm going to fix that. The news and announcements from your instructor, I go in here, and this is where I will post, if I have corrected for a particular week, I always let you know. So if we're on week 1 and I corrected, I'll post that all of week 1 is corrected. We're on week 2, once I get done correcting, I will post to the announcement that week 2 has been corrected. Anything I post to the announcements goes to your NMC email, so you will see it. And then you'll know to come in and check your grades, because if you have made a mistake, I will tell you how to fix it, and then you can resubmit and I will rescore it. A lot of learning in the developer world involves correcting mistakes. So to me, that's a great opportunity for you guys to learn. And I really don't feel like mistakes are a bad thing. They are just opportunities to learn. The student question and answer forum is for you guys to post questions to each other. Okay, and I don't tend to go in there very often. So that's just for you if you wanted to ask each other questions. I'm going to hide the sidebar here for a sec. You can see that our course is kind of laid out by lessons. And right now I just have the orientation and the first 2 lessons open. You'll notice that the orientation and lesson 1 are due at the end of the first week. So this is really the only week where you have 2 blocks to complete. All of the other ones, it's pretty much a block per week. For the orientation, you are watching the course overview now, so you got the first part of that done. The next thing you are going to do is review the syllabus. So we have the syllabus, the course syllabus, which is specific to the course. There is a college syllabus, which are college policies, and then there is an assignment schedule. So the course syllabus basically, again, shows you my live stream office hours, gives you a description of what you're going to learn, talks about the required textbook and gives you the ISBN. Also covers the required software. The software that's required in this class is the same as the 180 class. If you did not take 180, but you were allowed in this class because you have the prerequisite skills, I will be setting up a web account for you, but you will need to download the software. So I will show you where that is. The Gen Ed outcome and our learning outcomes are basically areas of knowledge that you will have gained after completing this class. And they tend to be quite broad in scope. The grading and assignment schedule basically breaks down how you get points in this class. And points are important because your grade depends on total points. So we have 1,000 points in this class, and 95 to 100% of that is a 4.0. 90 to 94% is a 3.5. So the way you get points is you complete the activities. So we have 12 programming assignments in this class, and the points range from 15 to 40 depending on how difficult they are. You will have a programming assignment every week. You will also have unit tests. The tests are set up similar to the MTA as far as the type of questions that you will encounter. So they are not your generic true, false, multiple choice. And we design those unit tests like the MTA to help prepare you. A lot of students were surprised by the kind of questions they encounter on the MTA. So having our unit tests similar has really helped students. The final exam is the MTA, and it focuses on JavaScript. Okay, and in this class we cover JavaScript and jQuery and Ajax. The MTA is on JavaScript. In this class we also have a term project. You will be about mid-semester proposing 3 games that you would like to develop, and then you'll have 3 different milestones where you're developing the games and the interface. After each milestone, you will be sharing what you've developed with your classmates. And so we do that in a discussion, and then we'll have a little peer review where your classmates can actually maybe tell you what they liked about, what you're doing, and give you suggestions if you're struggling with some code and you show it in your discussion. They might have suggestions on workarounds and different things you can do. So the peer review is designed for you to share and help each other. And then we have e-portfolio requirements at the end, and all that is you're going to add your final project to GitHub, and then most students choose LinkedIn for their e-portfolio. You're going to link to your GitHub repository. Okay? And if you're not familiar with how to do that, there is information in the course that explains how to do all of that. Now, if you want more specific information about the assignments, I did include it here. But what I've just explained to you in a nutshell is how the course is set up and what you're going to be required to do. As far as communicating with me, as I mentioned, email is the best way. And the other thing I wanted to point out was For student participation in an online class, they do require that you submit work. NMC equates submitting work with participating. And if you go 3 weeks without participating, you can be administratively withdrawn from class. So just make sure you keep up with class. If something happens to your computer, there are 2 labs on campus that have the software that you need for this course. One of them is in the Beckett building. It is JV 214, so it's on the 2nd floor. And then the other one is in the Osterland Student Success Center. There is a business pod of computers, and they have the right software. I did include a link to the computer lab site so you can see what the hours are if you need to look. Okay, so that's kind of the syllabus in a nutshell. And if you click on the link here, it'll take you to the college syllabus with college policies. This is the same for every single course. And then we get into the assignment schedule. So every week this lays out what we're going to do. And I always recommend to students that you print this because as you complete things, you can just cross them off. And so you can see what we're covering our first week, and it also includes when it's due. So if we look here at the top, you will notice at the top of each block, I have all of the things that we are going to be covering. So this little section here is at the top of this block. And then if you look at the top of lesson 1, we've got this information. And then if you look at the top of lesson 2, we've got the chapter and the programming assignment, okay, which are here for lesson 2. So you'll kind of notice that they're in sync. And also at the top, it does tell you when the assignment is due, but it's typically due at the end of the week. Now, as far as assignments in this orientation block, there are 2 things you need to complete. You need to complete the student profile. And when you submit this, this is where you will see it. So it's in the sidebar. Every time you come into class, you will see a different student. And it's just one way for you guys to get to know each other. So you'll be entering your name, uploading a picture. Then you can give, like a sentence that describes you, or you can use a quote. If you're comfortable with hashtags, you can add those. And all you have to do to add an entry is click on this. Okay, I do have a video here in case you want to watch because you're not sure of what to do, but just click on add a new entry. You'll enter your name as a concept. Click on the little arrow here. Insert a picture. Chances are you're going to have to upload one. Okay, so you'd want to upload a file and click on choose. I already uploaded files, so here's the one that I used. And the most important thing is you want to make sure auto size is on and change the width to either 150 or 200. And then press your tab key and it'll keep your height and width in proportion. And I always throw it up on the top. Okay, and then when I save the image, it comes back. And then below that is where you're going to enter the text and your hashtags. Okay, so that's the first assignment and it is worth points. The second assignment in your orientation involves adding to a discussion. And you can see that I already put one in here, but basically you're going to introduce yourself, give people your name or your nickname, talk about the hobbies that you prefer, any additional information that you would like to share. I use this as an opportunity to tell you a little bit about my background, how I came into teaching, and what my hobbies are. Okay, so I tend to overshare. You do not need to write all that unless you want to. Okay, so totally up to you how much you write here. So in the orientation, those are the two things you need to complete: the profile glossary and the introduction. Now, if you no longer have VS Code, you're going to want to download it and install it. And the program that we use to transfer our pages to the web is FileZilla. So make sure you have both of those installed. It's also a good idea to have the popular web browsers. So at least Chrome, Firefox, and Microsoft Edge. The more that you have, the better, because you can look at your pages on the different browsers and they will look different. They don't all display pages and forms the same. You'll notice that I do have a little section down here on the term project with some due dates. And then for those of you that are curious, I do have an overview of what the project is, proposal instructions, milestones. This will give you a pretty good idea of what you have to do for this project. But as I mentioned, you are not going to have to worry about it until the middle of the semester. And for a couple of the games, you can actually use one of the assignments that you turn in as one of your games. The project involves creating 3 games and an interface. So if you use the 2 games from assignments, all you really have to do is come up with a 3rd game. Okay, so it might seem kind of daunting, but it's really not. Okay, so that is the term project. You can read through that if you want to. These same links you will see throughout the different lessons. Usually I start displaying them a couple weeks before they're due. So that is kind of an overview of the course and of our orientation block. There is a totally separate video for lesson 1. So for the course overview and orientation, if you do have any questions, please let me know, because I am here to help you. And in case you're wondering what these lovely buttons are, they actually take you to different sites I thought might be helpful, including the W3C HTML site, the CSS site, and Lunapic's online editor, so you can edit your images.